Good morning. What a beautiful day to celebrate our merit recipients today. My name's Michaela Bensley. I'm the Chief Executive of the SACE Board, and I'm delighted to be here with you today to celebrate our merit recipients for the amazing SACE 2023 cohort. I'd like to start, though, by acknowledging that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people. SACE recognises Aboriginal people as the first educators on the land that we share together. And we offer our respect, not just through our words, but through our deeds, with a commitment to work in allyship with Aboriginal people as the cultural authority for their educational practice. We acknowledge that Aboriginal cultures are the oldest cultures and recognise their continuing connection to the country is as important today as it ever was. And lastly, we want to recognise and celebrate their elders, past, present and emerging, and acknowledge any Aboriginal people here today, especially those that might have travelled, from other parts of South Australia or Australia. I'd also like to acknowledge that we meet on the beautiful grounds of Government House, thanks to the generosity of Her Excellency, the Honourable Frances Adamson, the Governor of South Australia. This is our 36th merit ceremony on these grounds, and it's such a lovely place to be able to celebrate with our young people. Some housekeeping before we get into celebrating these fantastic people over here. In the unlikely event that there's an evacuation, we'll calmly be guided out of the grounds. There'll be lots of people wearing red caps. If you need to use the bathrooms or toilets, they're around to the left here, and there's some signs. There's an official photographer down here who will take a photo with every recipient who walks across the stage. The way to access those photographs is in the front cover of your merit booklet. Following the presentation, there'll be time to wander around the grounds and take your own photos, and I look forward to kind of meeting you and congratulating the young people here today. And then finally, the ceremony is being recorded, and at the end of the ceremony over the next couple of days, the whole recording will be available on the SACE website. All right, so distinguished guests, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2023, welcome to the SACE Merit Ceremony. This year, we're conducting 6 sessions across 2 days to celebrate the success of 1,120 students who, through their hard work and perseverance, have collectively achieved 1,337 merits across all discipline areas. At the SACE Board, we work in partnership with teachers and, most importantly, schools to support each student's journey to ensure that the flexibility of the SACE allows them to adapt to the ever-changing needs of the environment they will inherit post-school. Our vision is for all students to not only complete the SACE with academic excellence, but to achieve a world-class certificate that supports each young person to achieve their fullest potential, both now and into the future. In this way, the SACE is the culmination of 13 years of schooling, and it represents each student's own right to knowledge, to belonging in and connecting to the world around them, so that they become lifelong learners and leaders not only for themselves, but those that will follow after them. With the support of the teachers, your families, and your friends, you've been able to complete your SACE with great success and have created many opportunities that will open amazing doors for you both now and into the future. So to the young people we are celebrating today, take a moment to recognise all the hard work and the diligence that you put into your studies and the achievements that you've been able to make. Well done, congratulations, you've been able to achieve your dreams. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Natalie Madden. She's one of our faculty managers for Arts and Pathways, who will introduce our guest speaker and give us an opportunity to celebrate the young people. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. Hello, everyone, and again, welcome this morning. For each SACE Merit Ceremony session, we invite a guest speaker to address our merit students. It is my great pleasure this morning to introduce Michelle Howie. Michelle is an engineer and climate reality leader. At school, she was college captain and college dux, with merits in both mathematical studies and the research project. Michelle graduated her bachelor's degree with first-class honours in electronics and communications engineering from the University of South Australia, and she was SA Power Network's most outstanding student in 2017. In 2016, she won a federal government New Colombo Plan scholarship and spent 18 months in Korea and Hong Kong. In 2022, she was in Geneva, Switzerland for the World Economic Forum, which convened a diverse group of stakeholders to address the systemic barriers to scaling technology to meet the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. In 2023, she was selected as the Australian delegate for the United States Department of State International Visitor Leadership Program, empowering women leaders in STEM. And now, back in Adelaide, she is working in her passions of empowering youth voices and accelerating Australia's decarbonisation. Please join me this morning in welcoming Michelle.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Michelle Howie. I'm a Future Networks engineer at SA Power Networks. And that might all sound a bit impressive, but I can promise you I wasn't always a great student. At some point earlier on, I was getting detention every other week until my parents and teachers actually harnessed that energy and excitement for something useful. So I worked really hard, especially in Year 12, because I was looking forward to a gap year volunteering in Fiji Islands, which my parents hated at the time, but they tell me now it was the best thing that I ever did. I had my heart set on working in marketing at the time when I was standing here 12 years ago. I wanted to do marketing alongside other young, enthusiastic women just like me because I knew I would fit in there. But at this day in Government House 12 years ago, I was unexpectedly awarded a merit in maths studies. Is anyone here for maths? Fellow mathsies? Yeah, a couple. It was unexpected because that's not where my passions, I thought, were. I wanted to help people, I wanted to work on interesting challenges, but then I realised actually engineering might be a pathway for that. I looked around me and I didn't see anyone else like me getting maths merits and looking to go into engineering, which is exactly why I did it. And pivoting suddenly into engineering as a woman, as an extroverted woman, has only given me opportunities, like was mentioned. I've been able to travel the world, working on exciting projects like stopping pirates in Hong Kong, looking for sustainability startups in Switzerland, and building 5G in South Korea. And we really need all kinds of people working on these challenges, not just the typical engineers, right? Especially with the most complex challenge of our time in climate change and sustainable development. But something that I have been struggling for in the past 12 years, since this moment, is constantly having to live up to those expectations that I constantly set for myself, raising the bar higher, and I'm sure you guys can relate. A lot of us live under a constant pressure that we need to do everything we can at any moment to help save the planet, and it's a burden that a lot of young people are facing all the time. And this pressure has been especially hard this year because this is the year I chose to settle back in Adelaide. I'm actually getting married next week to a local boy. And this is all hard because I have lived and travelled the world and done all these exciting things, but my next challenge is to continue that global impact from here in South Australia. And you know what? South Australia, we actually have the most rooftop solar panels per person in the world already. Today, we have the most wind and solar of any grid in the world today. I just looked earlier and we're currently on about 85% renewable generation in the whole state. So whether you're making cement or biscuits or working in an office, we're working on almost all renewable energy. Which makes me so proud and excited for the work that we'll do, yes, that includes you guys over here, to provide clean, affordable, reliable energy to the world. Because in South Australia, although we're small, our influence is very mighty, especially in this space. So I want to leave you guys with a few words of advice that I've tried to live by myself in these last 12 years. The first is to be intentional in everything you do. Try to understand what motivates you, what excites you, and do more of it. Volunteer for causes you believe in, spend time with people that interest you, but most of all, be kind to yourself and to the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. We will now begin the presentation to recipients of the subject merits. I do ask that you please hold your applause until the end, after all of the students have been introduced. Malik Wamo Abdi for biology. Ali Abdullah for Research Project B. Ryan Fued Abdu Hamdan for Chemistry. Jordan Emmanuel Agula for Society and Culture. Samra Abded for Business Innovation. Leah Wada Alasul for Activating Identities and Futures. Nihil Abdia Iala for Research Project B. Zina Muhammad Al-Jahari for Research Project B. Aisa Al-Khazari for English. Elizabeth Jane Allen for Research Project B. Sarah Alims Buns for Research Project B. Nicholas Alvaro for Information Processing and Publishing and Research Project B. Ruan Amberlin Tung for Research Project B. Adaris Anad for Activating Identities and Futures. Jasmine Rose Andrews for Research Project B. Alexander Angelo for General Mathematics. Thomas Anusa for English. Glenn Reese Cirillo Apalusan for Material Solutions. Trinity Meyer Appleton for Research Project B. Patricia Alea Aquino for Activating Identities and Futures. Soraya Himani Arasiso Mi'a Hajula for Activating Identities and Futures. Jalen Atkins for Workplace Practices. Lily Atsakabarasis for Visual Arts, Art. Ashwin Atukurala for Integrated Learning B. Eleanor Orich. Ruby Jean Ailing for Research Project B. Emmeline Louise Atherson-Smith for Child Studies. Zia Azara for Research Project B. Demi Bakasitas for Activating Identities and Futures and Physical Education. Alice Back for English. Declan Leonard Bagnell for General Mathematics. Mabuba Bahamini for Research Project B. Zoe Baylies for Activating Identities and Futures. Jasmine May Doan Baker for Music Performance Ensemble. Anouk Bass for Food and Hospitality. Tapaswin Bahalazi for Activating Identities and Futures. Michaela Baldacchino for Child Studies. Christian Amorico Baldi for Research Project B. Lihini Damsandi Bamura Achari for Activating Identities and Futures. Anna Lois Bancroft for Integrated Learning A. Vasilios Banilis for Essential English. Azari Banerjee for Industry and Entrepreneurial Solutions. Alison Barnes for Activating Identities and Futures. Torrin Barnes for Chemistry. Evie Christine Basham for English and General Mathematics. Regina Bashnit for Nepali Continuous. Carly Basson for Material Solutions. Elisa Jennifer Battistella for Legal Studies. Kai-Ann Balderstone Young for Workplace Practices. Christopher Garson Birachina for Business Innovation. Madeline Beck for Activating Identities and Futures. Anjali Becker for Research Project B. Sophie Ann Bedford for physical education. Hadar Bailin for Research Project B. Jasmine Baki for Food and Hospitality. Penny Bellaris for Creative Arts. Eden Bennett for Psychology. Isabel Bennett for English and Music Performance Ensemble. Jasmine Riley Bergen-Levitt for Food and Hospitality and Workplace Practices. Jani Balan for Research Project B. Hasem Bati for Agricultural Systems. Abby May Big for Agricultural Production. Piper Devon Billing for Activating Identities and Futures and Psychology. Sawanmiya Baraya for English. Madison Grace Bishop for Digital Communication Solutions. Prashi Bisht for Research Project B. Miles Hamish Ryan Bidner for Material Solutions. Georgie Blades for Research Project B. Tyson Jai Blazer for Physics. Zara Elizabeth Blight for Drama. Inez Boehm for Research Project B. Jake Boffer for English. Sarah Rose Boxmarty for Research Project B. Anna Loris Benithan for Research Project B. Deanna Kimberly Borelli for Research Project B. Vivian Lee Barillo for Italian Continuous. Charlie Bourne for Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Taylor Bowden for Research Project B. Gabrielle Bowering for English. Harry Boyd Turner for General Mathematics. Aria Bradley for Research Project B. Diana Bradrinia for psychology. Chloe Brain for general mathematics. Alicia Louise Brandon for health and wellbeing. Parina Bra for biology and for research project B. Ella Grace Bray for English. Isaac Breyer for English. Kieran Harry Bright for general mathematics and material solutions. Caitlin Brock for general mathematics. Amy Brooks for food and hospitality. Georgina Brooks for activating identities and futures. Molly Brooksby for physical education. Samantha Brown for English. Arabella Charlotte Blakemore Browning for activating identities and futures and biology. Ethan Jackson Bruss for material solutions. Brooke Minuen Biuaya for physics. Grace Bau for activating identities and futures. Tam Mabui for society and culture. Zoe Bunting for activating identities and futures. Lily Mae Burke for music performance ensemble. Eamon Berkey for essential mathematics, health and wellbeing. Rani Jasmine Burns for essential English, health and wellbeing. Sienna Burns for physical education and psychology. Lucy J. Basuse for agricultural systems. Clayton Batenko for music performance ensemble. Elisa May Gould Button for Economics and Research Project B. Emily Button. Jack Button for Research Project B. Velvet Caroline Burns for psychology. YN Kai for mathematical methods. Renee Calderisi for Research Project B. Andrew Callow. Amber Christiana Cameron for Research Project B. Charlie Campagnolo for English. Isla Jane Campbell for General Mathematics. Alicia Cardinal for Dance. Louis Cardini for English. Mia Rose Cardini for Activating Identities and Futures. Noah James Carey for Physics. Amelia May Carmen for Research Project B. Kaylee Carmody for General Mathematics. Emma Margaret Caraba for Psychology. Sarah Isabel Carrick for General Mathematics. Joshua David William Cartledge for Digital Technologies and Mathematical Methods. Savannah Caruso for Child Studies. Larissa Caravalo Rosner for Activating Identities and Futures. Bren Caspit for Research Project B. Bria Kasky for Activating Identities and Futures. Eliza Sahara Katinari for Research Project B. Oliver Senko for Food and Hospitality. Emma Cenzato for Research Project B. Leah Chammings for Essential Mathematics. Noah James Chan for Philosophy. Alisa Chanda for Biology. Isabel Li Ru Chen for English. Owen Chen for music performance solo. Sherry Chung for English Literary Studies. Victor Panha Sahi for Mathematical Methods. Andreas Fernando Kingyola Torrance for Integrated Learning A. Coco Darcy Chitubara for Research Project B. Yahun Choi for Research Project B. Yuzhong Choi for Visual Arts Art. Faraz Zayan Chowdhury for Chemistry and for Physics. Natasha Crispel for Research Project B. Jaden Christophers for Research Project B. Jacob Christo for Activating Identities and Futures. Matilda Sarah Chu for General Mathematics. Stephanie Cirillo for Food and Hospitality. Alexander Clark for English and Research Project B. Jack Ashmore Clark for Research Project B. Mahalia Imogen Cognans for Research Project B. Julia Collette for Visual Arts Art. Patrick Martins Collin for Research Project B. Alexia Kondo, Food and Hospitality. Stefan Conti for Research Project A. Ginger Ellie Cook for Visual Arts Art. Imogen Sky Cooley for Research Project B. Jessica Kimberly Cools for Media Studies. Adele Jamie Cooper for Research Project B. Sonaxi Marissa Kure for Activating Identities and Futures. Eve Margaret Corso for Modern History. Zoe Cossey, Activating Identities and Futures. Jessica Cooper for Visual Arts Design. Alyssa Cox for Business Innovation. Charlie Crafter for English and Research Project B. Jackson James Crawford for Mathematical Methods. Ryan Creedy for Music Performance Solo. Chloe Crispin for English. Alice Delalandi Compton for Workplace Practices. Eamon James Cronin for Activating Identities and Futures and Physical Education. Aidan Croser for Integrated Learning A. Ava Cunningham for English. Duran Emmanuel Aguila for Society and Culture. Abdullah Arai for Outdoor Education. Mabuba Bahami for Research Project B. And Azri Banerjee for Food and Hospitality. Please could you join me in congratulating all of the students who have received their subject merits today. Thank you. This concludes the official proceedings. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you for attending this special celebration with us today. As you exit, please enjoy the grounds of Government House to take photographs to capture the moment. Congratulations once again to all of the young people who have achieved excellence in their SACE. Thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day.